Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Do you feel like learning a bit of a DIY hack for maybe something that might be a bit outdated in your house that you don't want to replace, but you're tired of looking at it? Well, I've got that for you for today. So come on in and let's get started. What do I have going on for you for today? Well, are you somebody who has those outdated closets that are mirrors from floor to ceiling? Yeah, those are super dated. They date the room, and maybe some people like them, but I know that when you've been looking at them for years, closet doors can be a bit on the pricey side, and you don't really want to replace them because they work. Well, I'm going to show you what you can do with those doors that is going to update them, transform them, and make them feel like new doors. And you're going to do this on a budget for about $20. You can't beat that. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit my gabbing. Let's jump into it and let's do some DIYing on a budget. Because why not? Because we can, and that's what we do here. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so here is the room that I stayed in when I was here, and the 3 extra bedrooms are pretty much cookie cutters of each other. All of the rooms in this house had these mirrored closet doors, and as these may not be awful for some, they are very dated, and I personally do not like that big of a mirror in my room. I don't see the need for it. I feel like it just makes the room look smaller. And yeah, so we're gonna do away with this, but nothing permanent. When you go to Lowe's, they've got paintable wallpaper. Yeah, paintable wallpaper, which is amazing. It's about, I wanna say $20 a roll. And they've got different textures and styles. I went with a wood so it would resemble the doors. And it pretty much has the same imprint as the doors do, kind of giving it that colonial, traditional look and style. And so I think that this is an easy way to transform these doors into something a bit more modern with that wood look. Now, I don't have all the right tools here with me because Ray's house is empty. We were getting it ready to rent out. And so I had somehow forgotten to bring a measuring tape with me. So see here as I struggled to, work with what I had because I didn't want to drive home and get it. I just wanted to get this job done, but it was easy enough to do. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and measure out the length of this, and you can see that it's not wide enough, so we're gonna have to do some patchwork, but it really is gonna be easy to do. So I am going to just cut my first one. Once I've got the first one good and cut, I'm gonna go ahead and use that as a template to make 3 additional panels to cover both doors. Now, because this is wallpaper, I have found that the easiest way to wet it so I can hang it is to fill up a bathtub with warm, not hot, not cold, but warm water. Now, when placing this in to, activate the adhesive, you don't completely want to saturate your wallpaper or this wallpaper. This wallpaper kind of has a texture that is kind of like paper, but it feels squishy like foam, if that makes any sense. And so you don't want to leave it in the water for an extended period of time. You want to get just that adhesive sticky, and then you want to pull this paper out of the water. And then you should be good to go. It doesn't take long or a lot of water to activate the adhesive. Just by simply getting it wet, it's gonna do the trick. Using a sponge doesn't work. I tried, it didn't get sticky enough. And so yeah, Once I've got that adhesive activated, it is pretty gooey, it is pretty sticky, and it works pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this first strip onto the closet, and this is gonna be the easiest one, and everyone thereafter is gonna take a bit more work. I found that using a damp towel worked best to get the air bubbles out and really kind of press it down onto the mirror itself. Now, don't worry too much if there are some smaller air bubbles. As this dries, those air bubbles will dissipate and smooth out. So while it's wet, really the only thing you want to focus on is getting the big bubbles out, and those smaller ones, I promise you, will disappear. Just by taking a wet rag, you don't want to use a dry one, you can easily glide over it, pushing the air out to one side, the excess glue out to one side as well, and it's going to smooth out and lay nicely, and it really is super easy. When hanging these panels, I've chosen to go the route of not cutting off the excess wallpaper until it dries. Now, this could be wrong. I am no wallpaper installer expert personer, but you know, I kind of do things the way it works for me. And in my experience, things cut cleaner and nicer when they are dry and stiff versus risking ripping the paper because it's wet. Now, you can see here that I've got two panels here, and when working with a pattern paper, you're gonna have to line up the pattern so it looks even and it looks cohesive. And so when I cut my paper, I didn't show it, but I did line it up to make sure that the patterns met up. And so, yeah, you want to do that. There might be a little bit of waste there, but that always comes with wallpaper hanging anyway. I do know that much. Alrighty, so I've got my panels up and lined up. So I am gonna leave. I'm gonna give this about 24 hours to dry before I come back and cut off the excess paper, but you can already tell it is looking amazing. Alrighty, so it is the next day, and this wallpaper is good and dry. The excess paper is ready to be cut off because it's dry, it's stiff, so it's not gonna tear, snag, or ripple from being wet. When doing this, you do want to make sure that you have a good, clean, new razor, and that's gonna give you the best outcome. And I will say that if there are parts of the wallpaper that kind of lifted on the edges and didn't completely adhere to the mirror, and you're noticing it as you cut it, you can very easily go back in with a wet washcloth that's pretty saturated, wet the back of that wallpaper, and adhere it back down onto the mirror or the wall, whatever surface you're adhering it onto. And so in my case, it is the mirror. And I did have a couple spots like that I needed to take a washcloth and just kind of press it down just a bit more because the excess paper kind of put too much weight on it and it didn't completely adhere to the mirror. But that's okay. The outcome is still going to be amazing. So let's go take a look. And there you have it. For about 2 hours max and $20, one roll of this paper, I have just updated these closet doors, and if I ever want to take this down, I can, but I am loving the outcome. So as I was fixing Ray's house to get ready for the renters, there were things that needed to be done. The flooring, like this bathroom, and this laundry room. This is before, and this is the flooring after. I did a peel and stick wood flooring, and I did it right over the linoleum. It was flooring that I actually did myself. And so here is a final look at Ray's house after we got it ready for the renters. I shampooed all the carpets and had a cleaning crew come in and really clean the house good for the renters, get it good and set up for new memories to be made here in this house. And I tell you, it was a little surreal seeing his house empty without his belongings in it. Just looking at it right now, November 16th is when they moved in, and the girls and I said our goodbyes to his house on the 15th. This was his game room that he never got to completely finish and play in, that he was working on. But this is the bathroom that I actually just finished, and Ray never got to see it finished, which I'm kind of bummed about. And these are the 2 rooms that Kayla and I stayed in. The laundry room floor, got that finished. I'm so happy that flooring stayed actually in this room, in the closet here. The whole time I wish I would have finished it. And this was my room that I finished and did the closet doors in. And then coming down this way, this was Ray's room. Walking down this way is got so many memories attached to it. I didn't do his closet. The renters said they wanted the mirrors on their closet, but look at how big that closet is. Now I'm just talking to talk, but who cares? But yeah, this is all the flooring. And I did all the flooring in his house, I want to say for $800 with my labor, and I did it all by myself. It was something I taught myself on just by watching YouTube, and I think I did a pretty darn good job. Funny story, I had completely cleared Ray's house out and somehow missed his medicine cabinet, and I saw this the night we said goodbye to his house. It was like a little bit of Ray saying, I'm still here. So this here, I want to share a quick story with you. Like I said, it is Ray's room, and the hallway from the laundry room to that garage door there is the means that we always use to exit and or enter Ray's house, was through the garage and the laundry room. And so when we would walk in, this would be the view that we would have of Ray. And right there at the end of his room, up against that wall, this is where Ray's gaming table was. So I would be looking at the side of his face right here with his headset on, and he wouldn't know half the time that we got there. And so I would flicker the light like that to get his attention so I wouldn't scare him. And then he would, look over at me after I flickered it, and he would see that we were here, and I'd have a plate of food in my hand, and he would either signal me to bring it to him or put it in the kitchen. And so I would go put it in the kitchen. And so yeah, this is the way that we always entered and exit. It's weird to see his garage done. He never got to really enjoy his flooring. He wanted the gray epoxy flooring done to his garage, and I did it for him. As we pan over, you will see that there is a mural on his wall. This is a mural of Captain America that Kayla painted for Ray. He was a huge Marvel fan, and he wanted all the characters on his garage wall: Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and but Captain America was his favorite. He was the only one worthy of lifting Thor's hammer. And so yeah, we kept this in the garage and just covered it. Yeah, paintable wallpaper. It is so easy to put up. I absolutely love this. I did this to all of Ray's closet doors in his house before we rented it out, because I had bought all of the wallpaper and never had gotten a chance to do it. And I didn't want it to get wasted, and the closet doors were very dated, and we had transformed his house into looking like a very modern house. And that was always something that I wanted to get done. And so I got it done, and I couldn't be happier with the way those closet doors turned out. And so it is definitely something you can do even with regular wallpaper. I originally was going to paint the closet doors the gray of his walls, but once I got it up, I really just loved the white, because the floorboards were white, the doors were white, and I feel like it just gave it more of a pop of white. I am having fun doing these DIYs. I hope you all are enjoying this content. I do have regular DIYs to come, but this was just stuff that as I was healing, I was filming. And now I am in a place where I am ready to sit at my computer and edit and upload, because editing really is one of the hardest things for me to do, because I'm just sitting at a desk staring at a screen, and sometimes my mind just kind of gets distracted and drips away, and it's really hard to focus on editing sitting at a computer. But I'm there now, and so all that footage of everything that I've done, I'm gonna upload and I'm gonna share it with you. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay positive, please, because I'm sure trying.